So we'll look at census, what they are, why they're useful, and potentially why they're not very useful. So what is a census? Because it's a word we hear probably every 4 years. What is it called? What's a census? Not sure? Have a guess. What's a census? Data collection, very good. So it's data collection. What else is it? What's the difference between a census and a survey? What do you reckon, Hannah?
Census of the whole population.
Exactly. So data collection for the whole population. We do one in Australia every 4 years. I think we're up this year for another one. They send out, well, it's changed. They used to send out a document and you have to fill it out, whereas now it's an online thing. Well, if you haven't got a phone, you still have the option for the paper copy. But how do they make everyone do it? What do you do when you get a survey? Or ignore it. So how do they make people do it? Find them if they don't. I'm sure they've got some algorithm to figure it out. They'll have some way of doing it. Basically, probably. Who knows?
So what's on the form? Is that a question?
Questions, all sorts of questions. I don't want to give too much away. Okay. So, why are they needed? Why do we need to use? And it's not just like we're going to do an Australian-wide census, but that's just not the only type of census. We do all sorts of census. Census is just when an entire community votes. So if we wanted to do a Mercy census, that would just mean every person at Mercy had a vote. So why do they need it all?
To accumulate a large amount of data.
Yep, so we want a large amount of data. Why else? So an example of a census would be something like a vote.
If you want it to be, if you want it to be objective and unbiased.
Yep, so that's the key word. That is not biased. So the key word I want there is it's not biased. It is completely fair. There is no way the census can be impacted by bias. But you get a true understanding of what the population feels. So what's the major disadvantage? Why don't we do census all the time? What do you reckon, Jade?
Too hard.
Exactly right. So what do we do? Instead, say, have them every 4 years. That's definitely one way we do it. We reduce the number of times we do it. It's a very costly exercise. What if we want to know? I don't know. If we want to know what kids think about the tuck shop, do I need to ask every kid at the school for their opinion to get a fair idea? So let's give you something, a more clear example. If I wanted to know what students thought of the formal uniform would I have to do a census? What else could I do?
It's asked to
How many people?
a lot.
A lot?
Oh. No,
I could do a survey, correct?
we need to start as much people from each grade.
Yeah, we're going to look at sampling techniques, but that's a good idea. That's one of the techniques. I'd ask people. I wouldn't ask everyone, but I'd ask a few people, correct? What would happen the more people I asked?
Bigger survey.
Bigger survey, but better result, correct? If I walked up to one kid and said, do you think we should wear formal every day? And that kid was thinking uniform and he loves his formal uniform. He'd say, yes sir, I think we should wear it every day. Survey is complete. Good data?
No.
Why not?
This is not accurate.
Not accurate. I've only got one sample, correct? One person's opinion isn't representative of the whole population. Cool? So, in which of these scenarios should I use a census? Now, how do we know whether we should or shouldn't use a census? What do you reckon, James? When should we and when should we not use a census?
When you survey things like group of people or population.
Yeah. So, some things I want to know exactly what everyone in the population thinks, and others I'm sort of like, I can just get a fair idea, correct? What's the differentiator? What differentiates between whether I should ask everyone or whether I should just ask some people? Hannah, what do you reckon? If it's important, that's exactly right. If it's important the data is accurate, then we need to do a census. If it's not that important, we could do a survey, correct? What if it's kind of important, but we don't want to do a census? What should we do?
Big survey.
A big survey. Cool. So, should I use a census? So let's say I'm a person at the Australian Tax Office and I want to know how much income we're getting. Should I do a census or a survey? Census, I agree. So we can write this down, please. Favourite sport, Mark? Survey or census?
Survey.
Survey, what? You're right. Why? Why survey?
Because you don't have to ask everyone something like that.
Don't have to ask everyone, do I? If I wanted to know what the favourite sport for people in Mackay is, I don't need to ask every person. If I ask 10% of the population, I'll probably get a fair idea, correct? Population data, so how many people are living in various parts of Australia or various parts of the world? Census or survey, what do you reckon, Charles? Census, I agree. It's really important that we know how many people are living in an area. Why? Why is it important to know if there's a population growth in an area?
Jobs, money, housing.
Jobs, money, housing. If you haven't got the infrastructure in place to deal with a large population growth, in a world of travel, preferred beach destination, what do you reckon, Jake? Survey or census? Well, is it really important data? So what do you reckon?
Survey.
Very good.